Lights, camera, biceps, ditch. Let's watch this movie and flex our shit. Movie buff, flexing real hard, watching badass stuff. Movie buff. We don't watch no movies that suck big nuts. Movie buff. Damn, I just ripped my shirt cause I flex too much. Movie buff. Open up the backpack full of snacks, let's relax. Pop the movie and then pass the peanut butter cups.
What's up, guys? This is Adam here with Movie Buffs, and on this episode, we are going to be talking about the 2005 Keanu Reeves classic, Constantine. Is it a classic? I don't know. We'll talk about that too. Joining me on the podcast today is going to be Yahida, who loves this movie. All right, Yahida, you ready to rock?
Let's do this. I'm ready.
Okay, so Constantine... You've seen this movie before, right?
I've seen this movie several times. I love Constantine.
Yeah?
Yes.
Is this one of your favorite movies or what?
It's one of my favorite movies. I do love Keanu Reeves, period, but this is one of my favorite movies in general. Definitely top 5 for me.
Top 5 movies or top 5 Keanu movies?
Top 5 movies, period.
Is this your favorite Keanu movie, or is there one that you like better than this? Because you haven't seen The Matrix.
No, this is my favorite Keanu movie, for sure.
You like this better than Speed?
I do.
You like it better than Bill and Ted's Bogus Joe?
I don't really like that movie. I haven't even seen it. I've seen pieces of it, but
You know what? Same with me. I actually haven't seen that movie all the way through. I think I've seen pieces of that fucking movie. It's whatever. It's not that. I don't think it's that great of a movie, and I don't really have any interest in watching it, but maybe one day I'll watch it, just, I don't know, for the podcast or just for the hell of it one day.
Yeah, but definitely Constantine is my favorite Keanu Reeves movie. Then it's Speed. Well, actually, no. The second one is The Lake House, The House on the Lake, the one with Sandra Bullock.
Okay.
And then Speed.
So I don't remember when I first saw Constantine. It came out in 2005, so I would have been just graduating high school that year. And I probably saw it in theaters. Maybe I saw it in the dollar theaters if that was still around then, which I think it was. I don't know. But I do remember liking it. Like I liked the movie, and I've seen it since. And of course I rewatched it so that we can do the podcast. I do like the movie. I do remember there were some things that I thought were like, okay. Mm-hmm. But overall, I think it's a fun movie, or else I wouldn't have watched it multiple times. The movie starts off with this little dude in Mexico finding something in the ground. Mm-hmm. We don't really get an explanation even later in the movie as to how they found what they found in the ground, but he finds something and then he's walking off. He gets hit by a car and the car ends up just bending and crushing around him. So this dude obviously is now super powerful.
Yeah.
Invulnerable, maybe.
Yeah.
And then he just keeps on walking off, mm-hmm. right? And then we get introduced to Constantine, the main character of the movie, and he gets called in on an exorcism. I don't know where this exorcism is taking place, but he gets called in on an exorcism. And right off the bat, we get introduced to this character who is not your average exorcist.
No.
Normally, when you watch an exorcist movie, like let's say The Exorcist or Exorcism of Emily Rose or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. Usually, the person who performs the exorcism, he probably works for the church. Maybe he's a priest himself. And he always comes in with a very, like, I'm dealing with something extremely dangerous sort of attitude, almost like he's scared, but it's his job. Like, if he doesn't do it, nobody's going to be able to help this person. Right. There's a lot of fear usually in the eyes of whoever is dealing with the exorcism. Not Constantine. Like Constantine, he is a lot more, what's the word you would use?
He's too cool for school.
Yes, exactly. He's way too cool for his own britches. He goes in there and he's flicking up his little charms to the sunlight to see mm-hmm. which symbol is going to work on this particular demon. Mm-hmm. And then he goes in there and he tells the demon, this is Constantine, John Constantine, asshole.
I love it.
he has obviously done this before so many times that he's not fazed by any demon coming his way. To him, he basically sees them as like rodents or something, like little shits that he has to deal with, and he's going to exterminate as many as he can get his hands on.
Right. He's pest control at this point.
Yes.
I do like as well how I'm very much into like, I'm very fascinated by angels and demons, all that type of stuff. So this movie kind of revolves all around it. And it pretty much, for the most part, sticks to it, which is really, really cool. So like this whole like possession thing and like the demon getting stuck in the mirror and then everyone getting like close to it, they get possessed. I'm like, oh, wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, so the demon stuff in the movie is cool. I do like all the demon and the angel stuff in the movie. The thing that sometimes kind of like makes the movie a little bit less serious to me in that genre is the heavy CGI.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
And making the demons almost like little animals
Okay.
a lot of the time.
Yeah.
And then later in the movie, we had like a demon made out of cockroaches and bugs and stuff like that. And it comes across as very like The Mummy.
I can see that. There are similarities, not just amongst Rachel being in both of them, but there are there's a feel to it that's very similar.
Exactly. And The Mummy, not saying that movie isn't fun. It is. I don't think it's great, but it's fun. But like, if you think of The Mummy, the actual mummy, I forget what his name is, his Egyptian name in that movie. And then you think of the mummy from, let's say, Monster Squad, or any movie that has like her traditional zombie-like real mummy, they're very, very different.
Yeah.
Whereas one is played by a real person and usually real makeup or prosthetics or whatever is put on them. And with The Mummy and this movie, it's all CGI.
Yeah.
And yes, you can get crazier with the design of the creature. You can make it look as wild and fucking nuts as you want. But for me, it also makes it a little bit less realistic. And because of that, it kind of like brings down my, what's the word? Like, I don't see it as scary or menacing or threatening because it's just a digital monster.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. It's too fantastical.
I think it would have been nice to have at least, like a 50-50 or even like 60-40 blend of practical and digital effects in the movie. I think it would have made the monsters and the creatures stand out better overall. But for me, they're all like, anytime anybody is in demon form, it's all just pure CGI. And I don't know, it doesn't hit the same. It just doesn't. It doesn't do it for me the same.
I didn't think about that, but when I look at it through that aspect, yes. I do wish they would kind of especially from like last night, we watched Lord of the Rings, the third one.
Exactly.
And like all those creatures that they're fighting, like, and I even told you, I was like, oh, their makeup prosthetics, it's so good. Like, it makes it look so good. So going from that to this, it's a big difference.
Exactly. Like, that's a very good example because Lord of the Rings pretty much used all real prosthetics, real effects on the orcs, the Uruk-hai, the goblins, like pretty much all of that. They did use CGI, of course. They're big, giant elephant creatures, and there's fucking a cave troll in the movie. So of course they're going to use CGI for that. But when they were able to use practical effects, they did. And because of it, it really, really paid off for the movie. I think the only creature in the Lord of the Rings that was all CGI that I took really seriously was probably Gollum.
Okay, yeah.
But that's because, they definitely put like their A game on trying to make Gollum as realistic looking as possible. And then he just had so much character throughout the movie.
Yeah.
But would have it looked uglier if it was like a real person, all skinny and scrawny with like white makeup and like prosthetics? It probably would have looked even more impressive.
It would have, now that I think about it.
So after we get introduced to Constantine, then we get introduced to the main heroine of the movie, who's played by Rachel Weisz. Her name is Angie, or Angela, in the movie, and she's a police detective. Well, actually, we get introduced to her sister first. I think so, right? Because they show her dying.
No, it's technically it's her first because she's going to the priest for confession.
Oh,
and then it
yes.
switches when she's sleeping. The girl who wakes up, that's her sister.
That's right. Okay, so but basically we find out that there's two of them, and one of them died. And Angela, the one that lives, is a police officer. So she's going to go investigate her own sister's apparent suicide. And that's going to lead towards more paths that eventually intersect with Constantine.
What's really interesting too about the movie is that Angela herself is Catholic. So a lot of the movie revolves around that. And there's much symbolism towards that. So like the cross in front of the hospital, and then her falling in a crucifixion form into the cross pool. I just think that's very interesting. And throughout the whole movie, there's like a bunch of symbolism.
I don't really catch a whole lot of all that detail just because I'm not religious, and everything that I know about whether it's any religion, period, I've probably only learned it from movies. So the stuff that's in my head, I don't even know how accurate it is.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's definitely fun. There's a lot of cool stuff that's in this movie. Is there even one scene in this movie where freaking Constantine isn't smoking a cigarette? He's like almost always smoking a cigarette.
Towards the end, when he puts that gum in his mouth. Other than that, he always has a cigarette.
As cool as Constantine is, have you ever been around somebody who smokes cigarettes all day, every day?
When I was younger, yes. I did have family members who constantly smoked, and
Did they fucking smell terrible?
as a young child, it was just something that was like common. But now as an adult, like when I got older and I kind of got separated from that, it smells bad. Like when someone like smokes or is in the house of a smoker, it's so strong and pungent. And even if they like wash their clothes, it's just in their hair, in their purse. It's just, I don't like it. I'm not a smoker. I'm not against people smoking, but it's just so strong. I don't like it.
Yeah, no, I will say it's not like they created the character of Constantine. I know it comes from a comic book, but whatever. Like, they didn't put it on screen just because they were following kind of the old school trope that, oh, a cool guy is always smoking a cigarette. In this movie, we find out that Constantine is actually dying. He's dying of lung cancer from all his years of smoking. So he just keeps doing it because he already knows that he's dying. And a big part of why he is out there trying to exorcise as many demons as possible is because he's basically trying to win the good graces back from God to be brought into heaven when he dies. Because we find out that he tried to commit suicide when he was a kid, or maybe a teenager. I don't know if it gives an exact age in the movie, but we find out that he committed suicide and he actually died, and he even saw hell while he was down there.
Yes.
So now, since he's brought back, he knows that when his time finally comes, he's going to hell, because that's the rule. If you commit suicide, it's a mortal sin, and your soul burns.
Yes.
But I will say, like, I mean, I remember I used to work at this little postal place. It was a small little building. It was a small, like the size of a Subway or smaller. And I remember one time a customer came in who smelled like cigarettes so goddamn bad that I was actually having trouble breathing while I was in the store. But I didn't want to be rude. I didn't want to be rude and say, I'm sorry, you're going to have to leave, or I can't deal with it, or start like, coughing in front of them or acting grossed out. So I sucked it up like a fucking man. I dealt with it. I tried to get through that transaction as fast as humanly possible so I could get them out the door, because it was so fucking nasty. Like, it smelled so bad. And the room smelled like cigarette for a few minutes until even after the person left. That's how bad a person can smell when they're smoking cigarettes all goddamn day. And he smokes cigarettes in the car, probably. He smokes cigarettes in his apartment. So like pretty much every part of his life probably smells like that shit. And it's, you don't get a sense of that through watching the movie, but I don't know how anybody would be able to stand being around Constantine.
No, it lingers. And then on top of it, if you're not someone who's on top of your hygiene, masking both of those things together is just overwhelming. But I will say, having talking about him smoking so much, is I do like how he's very powerful, but at the same time this movie reminds us that he's still human. So it has that aspect where, like, yes, you're so good, you're not scared of these demons and so on, But at the same time, he has that, or it gives the audience the reality hit that he's still a human.
Yeah, I mean, he even says it himself at one point. It's like, all the stuff that I've dealt with, all the crazy stuff I've lived through, I'm going to be done in by this. And he holds up a freaking cigarette.
Yeah.
So yeah, that definitely sucks that he's dying from that. But shit, I mean, that's what happens when you smoke too fucking much. So as the movie progresses, Constantine goes to see an angel. We get a first meeting with an angel. We've already seen a couple of demons. Now we're going to meet an angel. And it's during this that we learn that there are angels and demons walking among us in human form. And those are what Constantine calls half-breeds. He explains it later to Angela. Right now, Angela still hasn't crossed paths with him at this point in the movie, and she's still just investigating her sister's death. But when she goes to investigate her sister's death, she's gonna find video of her, and I think she hears her whisper the word Constantine.
Yes, she does.
So it's her sister who has abilities, who kind of pointed her in the direction towards Constantine. Now, why? We don't quite know yet. It could be because maybe she is telling her sister, telling Angela, that Constantine is going to be the secret to finding out what happened to me, or this is just somebody that's important that you have to meet. But they end up crossing paths because of it, because she goes and looks for Constantine. She's already come face to face with him a couple of times through passing, and he's like extremely rude to her both times, but they don't actually stop and have any conversations. Onto the angel, Gabriel. Gabriel in this movie is played by, what's her name?
Tilda Swinton?
Tilda Swinton. She's the same chick who played the Ancient One in the Doctor Strange movies.
Yes.
And I think in the comics, the Ancient One was a dude. And I'm assuming that the angel Gabriel, in whatever mythology, you take it from, he's always been a guy. So that's twice that she has gender swapped a predominantly male role, right?
Yeah.
Now, I don't even have a problem with that, because she's pretty good in the movie overall. The main problem I have with her, especially in the first scene, is I hate it when women wear suits with ties. I cannot stand it. Like, it's so stupid looking to me. I don't know why they do it. It's like, what are you doing with that suit and tie? You look like you're playing dress up. To me, it reminds me of like when a kid puts on his dad's suit or something like that. It's like, you're obviously not ready to be in that. You're out of place. It doesn't belong on you. So when I see a woman in a suit and tie, it's like, what are you trying to prove right now?
I will say, generally, referring to this movie specifically, generally angels are androgynous. I don't know if I'm saying that word correctly, but they tend to neither be, biblically speaking, neither female nor male.
Okay.
So they're androgynous. Now, whenever I look at Tilda Swinton, she's very androgynous to me.
Sorry to cut you out. You're talking about in the Bible itself, or like in pictures and paintings and stuff?
Generally in the Bible and pretty much across the board.
If they don't really explain them to be male or female, what do they usually look like?
They put them in human form, but you can't really define. I guess their powerful energy makes them lead more towards masculinity, but generally speaking, they're neither female nor male.
Okay.
I don't know if that makes sense, but that's just how it is.
Yeah. I forget. I know a hermaphrodite is something that has both male and female sex organs. I don't remember what it's called when something has neither.
Oh, that I don't know. But I do like Tilda Swinton for that reason. And a fun thing about this movie is that I saw 2 product placements, Chevy,
Yeah.
and then Adidas. I don't know, I always pick up on those things.
I don't have a problem with, like, some people complain about product placement in movies. I don't have a problem with that shit. It's like, they got to pay the bills somehow.
Exactly.
And it's not like, and it makes it seem like it's more everyday life. When you go outside, you see product placement. Like, that's just the way that it is.
And it makes me feel happy. I mean, I drive a Chevrolet, so I'm like, cool, Chevy. And then I have Adidas shoes, so I'm like, that's kind of cool.
So whenever Constantine is talking to Gabriel, he's basically complaining. He's complaining that, he deserves to go to heaven because he saved so many souls. And And she tells him, it's like, no, you're going to hell because of the life that you took. You're fucked. Period. So then he moves on. As the movie progresses, Constantine comes in contact and gets ambushed by another demon. This demon is made of bugs. It kind of looks like a mixture of like the Mummy when he had all those bugs all over him, and what's that character from Nightmare Before Christmas, the bad guy, the boogeyman. Yeah,
the boogeyman
kind of looks like the boogeyman to me.
I can see that.
Like you could see hints of like some sort of burlap sack in his design.
I can see that.
And apparently this is supposed to be a full-fledged demon, because that's what Constantine ends up saying later on. A full-fledged demon attacked me, not a half-breed. So I'm guessing that half-breeds are demons that are always in human form. I'm not 100% sure, but that's what I'm thinking. And a full-fledged demon, that's going to look like whatever it's going to look like. I don't know if when a demon or an angel is in half-breed form, I don't know if their powers are still the same. I don't know if maybe there's less they can do because they're in human form. They don't really explain that in the movie. Gabriel is really the only angel that we get a lot of contact with. I say a lot, not a whole lot, but more than any other angel in the movie.
Yeah.
And she still has some pretty impressive powers, even in her supposed half-breed form.
Yes, she does.
It's not explained how much power she has, but she's definitely powerful.
Yeah, the whole half-breed stuff kind of confused me. Like, I know he explained it, but still I was like, I feel like there needed to be more explanation towards it for me.
We get a scene now when Constantine, he goes to a club owned by a guy named Papa Midnight. It's hard to say who or what Papa Midnight is just from this movie. He obviously has knowledge and power and influence. He's got actual abilities that we see throughout the movie. He's able to do like force push shit. He's able to like stick your fingers inside your body, like melding with you or whatever. And he even, when he first sits down with Constantine, he senses that Constantine is dying. So he's got some sixth sense going on there for sure.
He's a witch doctor.
Yeah, exactly. Probably that's probably what he is.
Yeah, that's why he, like, all those trinkets on his table, they're like deities and stuff that he prays to or uses in his witchcraft.
And in this club, I guess it's supposed to be kind of like the Continental in John Wick. It is a place of neutral ground. Yeah. So inside this club, there are a whole bunch of angels and demons hanging out. The demons are, feasting on stuff. We have a demon and an angel that are basically, in love or whatever, or just sitting there having romantic relationships. And then you have a weird angel who's like turning water into wine. It's all very, ooh, look, angels and demons.
Yeah.
And yeah, these are all half-breeds.
One of my favorite scenes is, like you mentioned, when he walks into the club, Papa Midnight's club, like that whole red colors and then him just walking through there and the song.
It's a pretty badass scene.
I do like that a lot.
Yeah, it's a pretty badass scene, mainly because of the song.
Tool's pretty cool.
Well, that's actually a perfect circle. Which
it's a perfect circle?
Yeah, which is close enough. They got the same singer.
Is it Maynard, right?
Yeah,
That's a singer?
Yeah,
lead singer?
they got the same singer.
This reminded the scene where he's like coughing up blood after he talks to Papa Midnight and he's trying to leave the club.
Yeah.
Reminds me of Blade.
Before
that, it reminds me of Blade too.
There are some parallels. Like later on in the movie when he goes demon hunting, that definitely had a real big Blade vibe to it. It was pretty good. So now we get Angela's character actually looking for Constantine. She's reaching out to Constantine because she looked up his name and she found out it was this dude, the rude guy who she's crossed paths with a couple of times. And I guess a lot of people in the police department know about Constantine because he works on cases that have to deal with occult and satanic worshiping and all kinds of crazy shit that regular detectives aren't really capable of dealing with, or maybe they're not interested in dealing with it, or maybe they just think it's too fucking weird, or it freaks them out. So they're going to bring in somebody like Constantine. She's going to him because she wants his help finding out what the hell happened to her sister, because she doesn't believe that she would commit suicide. She was a devout Catholic. religion was everything to her, and she knows that her sister believed that it was a mortal sin and that she would just never do it.
Right.
But she has to kind of clear her name in a sense because the church doesn't want to give her a Catholic funeral. And apparently that was very, very important to her.
Yeah.
She wants Constantine's help, and he doesn't really want to help her. He's not interested. But the moment he does get interested is when she leaves after he completely pisses her off.
Yeah.
She leaves, and he notices out the window that a bunch of demons are chasing after her.
Oh, yeah.
So he goes out there and he explains the whole thing that's called the balance. So he basically says, imagine the devil and God placed a bet, a wager on the soul of humanity. Neither side is allowed to make any real changes, but what they can do is they can influence. So both sides are allowed to have angels and demons on earth in their half-breed form. And those angels and demons in life are going to be influencing people, whether they're doing it negatively or positively, whether they're encouraging them to do great things or whether they're telling them to kill their family, whatever. They can't make them do anything, or at least they're not supposed to, but that's their job, and they just want to see who wins.
Right.
And obviously Angela, she doesn't believe him. She's like, oh, so it's a game, so it's funny. It's funny when this happens and when that happens. And she's like, no, people are evil. I don't believe in that stuff. Like, people are evil. Or I don't think she does. She doesn't say she doesn't believe in it, but she doesn't believe that the devil is responsible for it. She says people are evil. And Constantine says something that's kind of cool that I always think about. Now, I don't always think about it, but there are certain situations when I think about it. He says, you're right. People are born capable of terrible things, but sometimes something comes along and gives us just the right nudge. Now, I always think of that because there are instances in the real world where like crazy shit happens. Every now and then you read about something just fucking wild, something nuts, where a person just snapped, whether it's somebody who went and, let's say, shot up a school, or whether it's somebody who like killed their kids or killed their family, like Chris Benoit style. Like when I watch a documentary on Chris Benoit, because I do like pro wrestling. I've seen a few documentaries on him. I'm not a religious person, and I don't really believe in, heaven, hell, God's angels or whatever like that. But when things like that happen, crazy things like that, it's one of the few times where I feel that it makes the best case for there actually being demons out there.
Okay.
Or like evil and the devil. Because it's nuts.
It is absolutely nuts, yes. And I do like that explanation that he put. I've heard that type of explanation, and I want to say it was like in this series called Angel. I want to say Cordelia, something about the powers that be. But I am religious, so I do believe like when like there's really, really crazy things, like I'm like, it's just so intense. Like the average person wouldn't normally craft that. I don't know. There's just like something around it that's just like Chris Benoit. It's just crazy.
It's like, crazy.
Yeah, it's some type of influence, like pushing him. I don't know, but it's definitely crazy and scary. But I do believe that towards it.
I mean, it's one thing if when somebody does something fucking nuts, like let's say they go shoot up a place or whatever like that, and you go to their house and they find books with like people's names and like, crossed off or whatever like that. And or they find some sort of evidence that this person was kind of fucking nuts to begin with. When that happens, it's like, oh yeah, that's fucking crazy. But obviously this person was crazy.
Right, from the get-go.
There's something wrong with this person from the get-go. But when you get somebody who does something fucking nuts, like Amityville Horror style, where he just kills his family, and before that, everybody just thought he was a regular ass person, or she was a regular ass person, and maybe even they really liked them, and it's like, no, he was always really cool, man. He's such a nice dude. Like, I don't understand it. I never saw this shit coming. And then all of a sudden somebody just does something fucking nuts. It's like, where the hell does that come from if not somewhere just evil.
Yeah, it's like when they say, "I don't know what got into me," or "I know what got into them." It's like like a demon possession. Like, where does that phrase come from? That's what it makes me think of.
Yeah, so like those type of instances are the only time that I ever entertain the possibility of there being actual like demon, devil, evil in this world.
Yeah, it's pretty scary.
So now we get to a part of the movie where Constantine has decided that he's going to go ahead and work with Angela. Angela's trying to make the case that, oh, my sister would never kill herself. And so Constantine basically says, well, let's see. Let's see if she's in hell. She obviously doesn't know what he's talking about, but they're at her apartment and he sees that she has a cat and he uses the cat to help him peek into hell. So in the movie, cats are cool creatures just because I guess they're like part in and part out is what he said. They're like halfway in, halfway out. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And just the fact that cats can be used to visit hell, I think is a really good reason as to why cats are better than dogs.
So right now we're seeing the part where he's in hell trying to look for the sister. And I will say, now that you talked about the CGI, yes, it does. But it would be hard to not put this in CGI, but even the creatures and the humans.
I don't know. Like,
But this scene does look pretty good.
it's a pretty cool scene when he goes to hell. So he goes and peeks in hell and he actually finds that her sister is there. Now, while we're there, the hell scene is pretty cool overall. I think that I read somewhere that the director, he had been watching videos of nuclear explosions and like what it did to towns. And he wanted hell to kind of look like that, as if it was in the middle of a constant nuclear explosion. So that's why there's high winds. There's lots of fire. I mean, yeah, because it's hell, but it also looks like an apocalyptic ruined city and not just some underground cave or some shit like that. So he wanted it to look like a nuclear apocalyptic setting. And that's exactly what it does look like.
That's cool. I like that.
And it makes me wonder, so like, how many movies have you seen where they depicted hell? Because not a whole lot of movies will go there. Not a whole lot of movies will, number one, have a storyline where hell is shown.
Right.
And then if there is a storyline where, let's say, there's demons or angels, they don't always have the balls to show hell because
Right.
it can be difficult to show on screen. But a few movies have. Have you ever seen movies where they go to hell?
I feel like I have, but at the top of my head, I really can't.
Okay,
I'm
so
pulling up a blank right now.
I looked up a list of movies that have scenes in hell.
Okay.
And then just to get some more perspectives, I even looked up movies that have settings or scenes that are hellish,
Okay.
you know, like horrible or could be misconstrued as hell, you know, or similar to hell, like the underworld or something like that, to see what movies showcased hell so that I can find out, does Constantine have the coolest hell scene or not? And some of the movies that popped up are as follows. Hellraiser.
Okay.
I think in part 2 they show it. I've never seen that movie, so I'm not sure. Event Horizon, you get a few glimpses into hell. Have you ever seen that?
No.
I've seen that movie. That movie is actually pretty cool. You don't really see a place called hell, but when you get, at one point there's this guy who has been to hell in the movie. And he puts his hands on the captain, played by Lawrence Fishburne, and he shows him hell. And what he shows him was just a lot of like torturous images, kind of like Hellraiser torture stuff. So it was torture porn. It was a bunch of torture stuff in his visions. You didn't really see an actual landscape or an actual place. There's a movie called What Dreams May Come. Have you ever seen that?
No.
That's actually a pretty wicked movie. I haven't seen it in a while, so I might get the story a little wrong when I talk about it. But overall, Robin Williams, I think he plays somebody who lost his wife and I think his son. I forgot how. And then at some point he dies.
His son dies.
Robin Williams. And he goes to, I think he goes to heaven.
Okay.
But when he gets there, I think he finds out that his wife is not there because she may have killed herself.
Okay.
Again, I might be getting this wrong. But the overall story is he goes to hell to find her and take her out.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And in that version, oh, man, it's been a while since I've seen it, but like hell was very weird. Like I remember seeing like an old rusted beat up like battleship on the water, and then I remember seeing like people sad. Cuba Gooding Jr. comes out in the movie, and at one point like he's helping, he's like a guide for Robin Williams in the movie, and he tells him it's like hell is not like fire, brimstone and ash, it's your life gone wrong.
Okay.
So I think that's what it was. I think they were like reliving just really bad moments in their lives or some shit like that.
Sounds like a really sad movie.
It is kind of a depressing movie.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, like it's a really aesthetically beautiful movie though, because I think from what I remember, heaven was it was like a moving painting or some shit like that. It was it was really cool. It's a really cool movie. It's just a little depressing.
Okay.
There's a movie called As Above, So Below. Never seen it.
Yes. Where they go to the catacombs in France.
I guess so. Yeah.
Okay, I've seen that movie, but I don't remember the hell. It's been a long time since I've seen that movie.
The ones that I have seen were What Dreams May Come, Event Horizon. I know of Hellraiser, never actually seen it, but I wouldn't be surprised if they, didn't show hell in some form in that movie, because that movie is all about creatures from hell. There's a movie called Legend. I remember seeing pictures of a giant devil in that movie, but I don't remember what hell looked like.
Legend.
And then Spawn. Now, Spawn, I do remember hell in that movie, and this hell scene is way better than the hell scene in Spawn. Like this one, yeah, it's CGI, but for the most part, it's like decent CGI. It's pretty decent and clean. But in Spawn, it was like PS1 graphics.
Oh my gosh.
It was really fucking bad. Like it was probably the worst part of the movie is showing hell and showing he wasn't the devil, but his name was Malboja. He was like a giant demon.
Okay.
Yeah, and that was just like endless abyss and like some rocks with like a whole bunch of Spawn soldiers just waiting to be, come to Earth and try to dominate or some bullshit like that. It was pretty bad. And I think Hellboy don't they show hell in Hellboy?
I don't remember.
I don't know if it was considered hell. It might have been like an alternate dimension or something like that, but I could have sworn I remember something hell-ish in Hellboy.
Okay.
But they only showed it for a hot moment. Then there's Little Nicky.
Oh, Little Nicky.
Which
that's
is
right.
I mean, that's just whatever.
That's right. Yeah, he's got his own little like room and everything.
And then there were some other movies that were like it listed for hell-ish scenes. So like there's a movie called The Others. Have you ever seen The Others?
Yes,
with Nicole Kidman.
Nicole Kidman. Yes.
So that like they were ghosts in their own home.
I like that
Yeah,
movie.
it is a good movie. That's not necessarily hell, but in the end of the movie, they do remember. Like I do remember the kids were asking Nicole Kidman, her kids, the whole family was dead. It's like, is this purgatory? And is this limbo? She asked her mom, is this limbo? And she's like, I don't know. Like, I have no idea.
That's pretty crazy. I don't like that scene.
She's
that
like,
feeling of not knowing. Oh.
Yeah, she's like, I don't even know if limbo is real.
Yeah, that's crazy.
She's like, but this is our house and nobody can make us leave.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah. And then there's like the afterlife world in Beetlejuice.
I guess you're right. Yeah.
There wasn't really a hell. It wasn't really hell, but it was like an afterlife that was basically like a black and white checkered IRS, office or something like that. And then they did open up a door that was the room for lost souls.
Yeah.
And then there's the entire movie of Silent Hill, which you could almost say that like that town is hell.
That entire town from beginning to end is so creepy. So scary.
Does it ever say in any of the Bible stuff that you've been introduced to what demons are supposed to look like?
Sometimes it'll say they can come across so the majority of the time they're going to come across as animal forms or like insect forms. So like this movie. So you're going to see a lot of hooves. You're going to see a lot of course, horns. And then pigs. A lot of the time, demons are depicted in pig form, goat form, and then like insects. They always talk about like flies and stuff. I can't think of anything else. And of course, when they talk about...
So do they ever have
human form.
A human form?
They can, yes. Just because they're powerful, and the way they can influence humans is by human connection. So yes, they can come across in human form.
So in what way, and what are the main differences that you've come across that are between demons and angels?
Demons are generally going to have more weakness when it comes to earthly vices. Like earthly vices, so for example, they'll have more, you can notice them more when it's like, when there's like sexualness around. So like if there's like a very pretty woman, they'll try to like advance toward them sexually. If there's like money, their greed will come out. If there's things that are like trivial, earthly things. And angels, like they don't really have that much weakness. You can't see their true identity until a while after. But demons, it's like, if you do something like that, you can notice them right away.
One thing I notice in this movie, because as the movie's progressing, Constantine goes to a couple of buddies of his for help. He first goes to Papa Midnight, who's kind of his buddy, okay? But then he goes to a couple of his other friends. I forget their names exactly, but one of them is this kind of nerdy looking dude who works at a bowling alley, who's very much into occult objects and lore.
Yeah.
So he has all types of bugs and weapons and books available. So he's very knowledge based. Whereas the other one, it's unclear what his abilities are, but what is clear is that he has abilities. He's a big fat dude. He's that actor, I forget his real name, but he's the guy who can move his eyes left to right very fast, and he always plays weird characters in movies.
Yeah, I've seen them before. I just couldn't recognize where.
Yes, so that's him. And he, for lack of a better word, I think he's a psychic himself.
The only thing I gathered from him was that he was a priest because his collar. That's it. That's the only thing I could gather.
Well, on top of that, there's this one part where he's putting his hands over a bunch of newspapers and books and stuff like that, and he's just hearing all the voices that are coming from it.
Yes.
And then there's another part, I forget what happens, but this dude obviously has abilities. I guess he's not supposed to be a very powerful psychic, because in the movie, the bad guy is hunting for a psychic because they're going to use them in a ritual. So I guess that fat dude didn't cut the mustard or something. I guess he wasn't up to snuff for that. But as his two friends start getting closer into the investigation, and they actually start turning up information, they're getting too close. So a demon named Balthazar actually goes and kills both of them. He kills one of them by making him drink himself to death, and then the other one, I forget what he does to him.
The bees, he gets attacked by bees.
Yeah, like bees or flies or something like that. Gets swarmed with bugs. So he kills both of his friends. And then what I'm wondering is like, why are demons so different from demon to demon? Because you have the little, golem looking little ones that look like little, crawling zombie monkeys or whatever. Then you got the bug ones. And then you have the bat ones that were flying around that were going after Angela's character right when she talked to Constantine. And then you got the half-breed ones who just look like people, but underneath they're nasty.
Yeah.
But with the angels, they're all just angels.
Yeah.
So I just wonder why they differ so much, because isn't a demon supposed to just is a demon not just a fallen angel, or is that just the devil?
No. The devil is a fallen angel. Demons are not.
So where do
These are
demons come
different.
from?
Demons are just creatures that have malintent. They're maleficent. There's no goodness in them.
Are they made from people?
I'd have to look more into that. I'm not exactly sure, but there is a big difference between a demon and a fallen angel. Huge difference.
Okay, gotcha.
Huge difference.
Back to the depiction of hell. Out of all the movies that I've seen that show hell, I will say that this movie is probably the best overall with the hellscape scene. Although What Dreams May Come spent more time there, and it was pretty cool.
Okay. I like the scene of hell, but like I said, I haven't really been exposed to much others. I've read books with depictions of hell, but I mean, of course, that's always going to be different. But for being CGI, I did like this.
Because of this movie, because this dude lives in a bowling alley or whatever, every time I am at a bowling alley, I always envision behind the pins a
Oh.
hallway with a room back there filled with a whole bunch of fucking mystic shit.
Whoa.
Yeah, like, I always think that. Like, every time I'm at a bowling alley, because you see the pins get pulled back,
Yeah.
and you always wonder what the hell's back there.
Yeah.
Like, what's back there? You never get to see what's back there. And this movie kind of showed us a little bit behind it, and I was like, so I always think of this movie.
Wow. I never thought about that. I always thought they just go to the top and they get new pins.
So when his two friends end up getting killed, they do both get information to Constantine, and he starts putting some pieces of the puzzle together. Now, one of the pieces he starts to find out is that there's something called the Spear of Destiny. It was the tip of the spear that stabbed Jesus while he was on the cross and, I guess, killed him.
Yeah.
And that still has the blood of God on it. And they want to use that to bring back, in a ceremony, the son of the devil.
Okay.
His name is Mammon in this movie. Doesn't that mean pacifier? Isn't that a pacifier?
It means pacifier, but in Spanish too, like if I were to call you like mamon, that means like you're an asshole. Like, ay, que mamon.
Really?
Yeah, like he's just like being a bitch. Like, que mamon. So it's kind of funny.
That is funny. It's like, where that?
Yeah, but they also do call like pacifiers mamons or like chupons. Yeah.
That's funny.
But also, aka the Antichrist, right? The son of the devil, the Antichrist.
I guess so. Is
Right?
that who the Antichrist is?
I think so, if
I
I'm
don't
not
really know a
mistaken.
whole lot about
I
that.
could be wrong about that.
Oh, but in the ritual, in order for Satan's son Mammon to be brought back to the real world, he has to possess a powerful psychic. And then that powerful psychic will be stabbed and cut open with the Spear of Destiny, which will unlock, his passage, and he
Okay.
can come to our earth.
Okay.
So that's what's going on here. So somebody has found the Spear of Destiny, and I think it's Mammon who is inside the Mexican dude walking with it, which is
think
why
so.
he was indestructible. And he's making his way, I guess, to this city. And now the other piece of the puzzle is the powerful psychic. It was going to be Angela's sister.
Isabel.
Yes. But I think, and they don't say it because she always refers to her sister as being killed. She says they made her commit suicide. They killed her, which I don't know if anybody did make her do it. I don't really remember seeing that. From what I saw and what I ended up deducing through the movie is that she was able to see that they were going to try to use her to bring back the devil's son.
Okay.
And I think she killed herself so that they couldn't.
Okay.
But I don't know if that's completely accurate. But
That
that's,
sounds right. The sacrifice.
that's how I see it.
Yeah.
I see it. She basically sacrificed herself.
She died a martyr.
Exactly. And she probably said Constantine to her sister in that video so that Constantine could possibly help her find whoever's trying to do all the bad shit in the movie and then stop them.
Right. And I'm assuming as well, because her sister had powers, she knew that those demons or whatever would go after her sister as well.
Yes.
Right. So
yes.
Constantine could save her.
Which brings us to the next part of the movie where Constantine, he knows that the quickest way for them to get answers is he needs to unlock Angela's psychic power. Now, at no point has Angela said that she has any power. She said it was just her sister. But Constantine, he's not buying that shit. He doesn't believe it. He knows that not only were they sisters, they're twins, which means they shared the same feelings and the same thoughts. They finished each other's sentences. When one person got hurt, the other person would cry. And she says, that was a long time ago when we were kids. It's like, no. I know it's there. And he starts forcing it out of her.
Yes.
And when he finally does, then she was able to get a message. She was able to see a message from her sister, which pointed them in the direction of the devil's Bible, which gave them the whole information about Mammon. And then at a certain point, she decides that I want to see what she saw. I want to see what you see, because she can't see all this crazy shit like Constantine can.
No.
For the most part, she can't. So he's going to basically activate her powers by almost drowning the shit out of her.
Yes. Like on the verge of death, right? Because that's how he was able to see. He actually died for a few minutes.
Well, I mean, he was also able to see stuff when he was a kid.
Before,
Yeah,
yeah.
because they show him sitting on a bus and a
That's
little old
right.
lady turns around and she's a
Yes.
fucking demon.
That's right. That's right. Now the part right now is where Constantine has her in the bathtub.
Yeah,
And
he's submerging her in
submerging
water.
her. Yeah, I always hated this part just because it gives me like anxiety. Because I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my god, like he's like literally drowning her.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's
It's
freaky.
pretty intense. He's basically
Hate
like
it.
he looks just like a dude just drowning the shit out of
Yeah,
his wife right
I
now.
hate it. I'm like, oh my gosh.
It's pretty intense.
Yeah.
So now when Angela gets her powers back,
Hmm.
she's gonna find another clue because she has more she's more in touch with her psychic abilities.
Hmm.
And the clue that she finds the coin that Balthazar likes to carry, and he kind of like plays with it on his knuckles.
That's right.
Yeah. So they go and find Balthazar.
Hmm.
And while he's there, he finds out that they're trying to bring back the son of the devil,
Hmm.
and that the Spear of Destiny is going to use it and all that good stuff, blah, 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 right now. There's a big plot hole that happens during this scene.
Yeah.
A huge fucking plot hole. I mean, it's small, but it's huge.
Yeah.
It's small, but it's huge. In the movie, right before he gets out of the car to go into the building to go fucking beat the shit out of Balthazar and get the truth out of him, he tells Angela, stay in the goddamn car. And then he puts a pendant around her neck, a charm.
Yeah.
And it was the charm that his big psychic friend used to wear to keep the voices out of his head. And he says, think of it as a bulletproof vest. So obviously it's some sort of charm that will protect her from demons, angels, whatever.
Hmm.
Okay. Of course, she doesn't listen. He goes up into the building. She's like, no man can tell me what to do. I'm a powerful woman. And
She is.
She's like, nobody tells me what to do. So she gets out of the car and she takes off her jacket and she puts it in the car. And then she goes into the building.
Yeah.
And when she puts the fucking jacket down, the pendant is there with it,
Yes.
which doesn't make any sense.
I didn't understand it either because you asked me, you're like, did she take it? I was like, I didn't see her take it off. And at
Like-
no point did she visibly take it off. And there's no way, like if it's clasped, it could just come off when you take off your coat.
Yeah,
It's hard.
It made it seem like it was a pendant that was clipped on to her coat, and it wasn't.
Right.
He literally reached around her neck with both arms
Yeah.
and clasped it. So it was a necklace. When's
Yeah.
the last time you put a necklace on, and then when you took your jacket off, the necklace just went with it and just stayed attached to your jacket?
Yeah.
That shit doesn't happen. And the reason that's a fucking bullshit plot hole is because after he gets the truth out of Balthazar, her character gets sucked away out of the building and off into the distance to
Yeah.
God knows where, right?
Yeah, into the sky.
Yeah, exactly. So something took her. But that something wouldn't have been able to take her if she had that fucking pendant on.
Yeah.
So it's like, why even put that pendant in the plot at all? Like, you could have easily avoided that plot hole and it still would have worked just as perfectly if he didn't put the necklace on her at all.
Yeah.
But with the necklace on there and then it being left in the car and them showing that it was left in the car, well, now we get the sense that, oh no, she's unprotected.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, fine. She's unprotected, which means she got taken by whoever took her. It's like, but that shit could have happened regardless if we had just never had the pendant part of the equation to begin with.
Yeah. You could take it out and everything would be exactly the same.
Exactly. Stupid part. I don't know why they didn't catch that in the movie. The next thing that happens is Constantine, he goes to Papa Midnight's because he wants help.
Mm-hmm.
He needs his help. I don't know exactly what he wanted from him, but he ends up getting some important stuff to help him fight demons because he's going to go save Angela.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I know why. So he goes to Papa Midnight's. And at first, Papa Midnight didn't want to help him. And he's talking about the balance. And it's like, you're the only one following the rules. Meanwhile, all of your friends are dying. And finally, he convinces him, help me out. Consider it a last request.
Yeah.
And he asks him to use the chair, which is a retired electrocution chair from a prison from Sing Sing. And apparently when you use that chair and you put some water on the floor and like you hit it with electricity while his feet are in it, whatever, he's able to basically do that whole jump thing that he did with the cat earlier, except this time he's not going to hell. He's getting like a psychic ability. and he's able to see what the hell is going on. And when that happens, he gets to see the little Mexican dude with the spear of destiny.
Right.
And he gets to see like the nefarious shit that's going on. And I think he sees a place. So that's where he knows that's how he knows where to go.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And while he's there, his throughout the movie, he does have a sidekick, which they don't use him that much.
No.
Shia LaBeouf.
Shia
LaBeouf plays his sidekick, Chaz. Chaz Kramer.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's his name, right? And he's his sidekick who he doesn't let help him with any of the missions. He always is making him wait in the car.
His
and
apprentice.
Dude, Chaz gets it worse than anybody in the movie. It's like, dude, he's forced to wait in the car the entire time. But then when they go to Papa Midnight's, you know, he actually kind of impresses Constantine a little bit because he starts talking about a lot of the lore. Mm-hmm. And he mentions a cross, a special cross that can turn even regular tap water into holy water, even if you're not ordained.
Yeah.
And Papa Midnight ends up having one of those crosses. Uh-huh. So that kind of impressed both of them. So he lets him go with him into the building to help him with this mission. So he's going to storm this building, just like fucking Neo storming the goddamn building to save Morpheus in the first movie, right? He's going to go in there. And in the meantime, Chaz, he's getting that cross and he's finding where the water supply for the building is, and he sticks the cross into the reservoir where the water's at. So basically all the water in the building is now holy water. Yeah. He knows that Angela's going to be guarded. He goes into a room and he's surrounded by demons. Mm-hmm. And all these demons are there and like, you're not going to get past us. And he's like, I'm about to deport all you pieces of shit unless you get out of my face. And of course, none of them want to get out of his face. So he puts a lighter up to the sprinkler system, sets off the water, and then it starts melting a bunch of their faces. And then he busts out his badass gun and he starts shooting the shit out of everybody. Now that scene right there is actually really badass. It's very similar in feel to the club scene in the first Blade movie when he goes and kills all those vampires in the Blood Rave club. And I really liked it. I just wish it was longer. Like it goes by fast,
I can see
really
that.
fast. I think the whole scene probably lasts less than a minute. And so it's just really, really quick. And it's like, dude, like that's a badass scene. Why not make it longer?
It's a really good scene. And then now that I think about it, the water being holy water, and then the gun, all that was Chaz, because Chaz also made those bullets. Do you remember that? Yeah,
he was working on the bullets.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool.
So when they find Angela's body, they do find her. Mm-hmm. And Angela was taken from that. She was pulled out of a building through into the night sky, and she was taken to this building where Neo, where Constantine is now. And
which is the hospital, correct?
I think it was the hospital or something.
Because that's where she threw her Isabel.
Yes, into that pool.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. All right. And in the meantime, Mamon has finally gotten there and he's transferred his demonness into her.
Yes.
So by the time Constantine and Chaz find her, she's already possessed by a demon. She's got the full-on exorcist face going on. Mm-hmm. And then they're trying to get it out of her. They're trying to get it to go back to hell, and it won't quite go. They get it to calm down a little bit, but they can't get it completely out of her.
Yes.
It's like trying to punch out of the stomach. It's trying to get out as much as it can, and they get it to calm down. They maybe even get it to seem like she's back to normal for a hot moment, but she's not. Yeah. And then Chaz is all hyped up because he just helped do an exorcism for the very first time. He's super pumped. And he's like, that's right. I'm Chaz Kramer. Chaz Kramer, asshole. And before he can even get out the last word, he gets picked up, slammed into the ceiling, slammed into the floor, slammed back up into the ceiling, and then dropped to the floor. I know. And then he dies.
It was hard to watch that. Yeah. I was like, no.
So his very first mission out, he dies. That sucks.
That sucked big time. As a viewer, I was like, man, good for you. He's finally getting his moment. And then bam, he dies.
No, they snatched that shit.
In a rough way.
They snatched that shit from him big time. They were like, not today, bitch. Not today. So in that moment, Constantine realizes there's somebody else working behind the scenes because it wasn't Mammon that just slammed him into the ceiling. It was somebody else. So then he does his fucking into the light, I commend thee or some shit. And he puts his forearms together and he's got those tattoos with the pyramid on them or some shit, right? Or the whatever it was. And Gabriel comes out of the wherever I guess she was invisible. This is where I get a little confused is she pops out and she's like, man, your ego is astonishing or something like that. And then we get this, oh, holy shit, Gabriel has been behind this the entire time. But what's a little confusing to me is her powers. It's like, so when she picked up Angela and took her out of that building, because she's the one who took Angela, what did she do it with? Did she do it with her force powers from like far away? Or was she there? She was just invisible. Does she have invisibility powers? Because they never say.
That's a good question.
I don't know if maybe she was like not on Earth and maybe she was on a different plane. And then when Constantine brought her forth, she came back to Earth. But to me, it made it seem like she was actually invisible because...
You never see anything.
I mean, she picked up... If she's the one who killed Chaz and slammed him to the ceiling and the floor, where did she do it from? Was she there, or was she just was she invisible, or was she like somewhere else doing it with her mind? They don't really say. So her powers are kind of vague, and it kind of gets on my nerves a little bit.
That's a good question. I didn't think about that. When Gabriel does reappear again, or when Constantine brings forth Gabriel, invokes him, I will say I know it's the time of it, but that outfit that she's wearing is very Britney Spears coded. It's literally like in her music videos, Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera. So that's all I could think of.
Really?
Yes. Those leather pants with like the tassels going down. I love it, but still.
My knowledge of Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera is very limited. So I can't concur just yet.
I concur for you.
So now that we know that Gabriel is the bad guy, we get her explanation for it. The reason she's doing all of this shit is because it's not as simple as what most angel movies do. Like the standard angel trope in most movies for angels who go bad is they're jealous of people because people have free will or whatever. And they're more loved by God than the angels are, so they're jealous, and it leads them to either want to like kill, humans or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Okay? You see that in multiple movies. Is that sentiment ever? Where did they get that sentiment from? Is that just something that's made up, or have you ever like heard about that in any Bible stuff?
Oh no, that's something that they push right away. So the number one thing that you're gonna understand when it comes to like the Bible is that humans are God's greatest creation. Hands down. So he even says that, like he told the angels, this is my greatest creation, bow down to them. Everything that you do is in order to favor them because these are my greatest creations, and angels were created before them. So yes, in different movies and books, angels do reference that. Sometimes they have some sort of like weird resentment towards God. So like the devil, that's his biggest resentment. Like, we were here before them. How can you make us bow down to them? So
okay, so yeah, I forgot about that. That was the main reason the devil did what he did, right?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. Duh.
Yes.
Duh. I was just testing you. Oh, so yeah, back to her plan. So her plan is that she wants to help humans by basically bringing forth the end of the world. And the way that's going to help us is because in our most dire times where we're forced to dig deep and fight hard and survive, we bring out our most noblest traits. She even says it to Constantine. It's like, for all of your bullshit, assholeness or whatever, douchebaggery or whatever, you can be very noble when you're fighting against something. She wants people to be worthy of God's love because right now she doesn't think that we are. We've squandered, the planet, and like we most of us don't even believe in God at this point. So like she doesn't think that we deserve God's love, and she wants to make us deserving of God's love by beating the shit out of us and making us fight back.
Makes sense in her mind.
That is a horrible plan. Like, that's a horrible plan.
It is.
I don't even think it's going to do what she says it's going to do. Even if she had some sort of point, I don't think that it's going to work like that. Think of every zombie movie you've ever watched.
No.
When the shit hits the fan, are people noble in zombie movies?
No, no, no.
They're fucking horrible.
Yeah. It's like maybe 1% will become noble, but the rest are just gonna like, I mean, you have to save yourself, so it's like the worst parts of you are gonna come out.
Exactly.
So it's
Now, I think what she was really thinking about, and she didn't actually do, like, she thought to herself, let me cause an apocalypse, and it'll cause, and a lot of people are going to fucking die, but it's going to bring the heroes forth.
Okay.
It's going to make everybody heroic, right?
yeah.
I think that is kind of possible, but not if you put them straight into an apocalyptic scenario. Because you could
No.
put somebody straight into an apocalyptic scenario where all they can think about is surviving and they think the world is over. Like, hope dies pretty fast, and you're basically just fighting to survive. So you become kind of ugly because of it.
You have
because
to.
you only care about yourself.
Yeah.
If she instead thought to herself, okay, I'm not trying to turn the world into hell.
Mm-hmm.
If it had been, no, I'm just going to bring forth this demon, this very powerful demon. So, like, let's say instead, like the Marvel Universe, somebody brought forth Thanos and said, this is a huge villain, and if you guys don't do something about it, he's going to destroy all of you.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So in that sense, when you put a villain in front of a group of people, as different as those people are, if they all see this huge villain as a threat to every single one of them, they will work together
Oh yeah.
for a common goal.
Right.
They will band together. They will set aside all differences. It was like at the end of Watchmen. Did you ever see Watchmen?
No.
So in the movie Watchmen,
Mm-hmm.
the movie is very long and there's a lot of shit that goes on in it. But at the very core of it, there's some nefarious shit going on in the movie. And there's a superhero, I forget what his name is, but he's like a rich, kind of like Batman copy. He's very rich, very badass, whatever, knows everything, right? Okay. And what he does is there's another character named Dr. Manhattan. You ever seen Dr. Manhattan? He's that blue, hairless, muscular guy with the circle on his head. And he's very, very powerful.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So Dr. Manhattan is basically like a god.
Okay.
He has omnipotent power. He can see the future, his future, and he can manipulate matter around him. He's very, very powerful, right?
Yeah.
That superhero dude knows that he wouldn't be able to take on Dr. Manhattan, and that's not the point of the movie. The point of the movie is because Dr. Manhattan is so powerful, what he does is he's able to replicate Dr. Manhattan's power. And he uses it to blow up several cities in the world.
Okay.
Okay, so basically he throws hydrogen bombs on a couple of cities. And this is back when like the world was fighting with each other constantly. So like think World War turmoil.
Okay.
Okay, so everybody's at each other's throats.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but he bombs cities in all of these countries, not just one side, but all sides. And the power that was used in the city, it looked like it came from Dr. Manhattan. So he was framing him.
Okay.
So he made everybody think Dr. Manhattan is the real enemy. And then everybody banded together, and then there was like peace on Earth.
Okay.
So in a way, like, and he did it on purpose. He did it because he knew that it would bring peace to the planet because we would band together for a common enemy.
Okay.
But he was going to kill, a few million people doing it.
Ooh.
So it's like, okay, he was a bad guy, but his idea did work.
Yeah.
It made so much sense that Dr. Manhattan, who was supposed to be kind of a good guy, he ended up agreeing with him, and he allowed it to go forth.
Okay.
Okay.
Totalitarian approach.
Yes. Well, yeah, like even though everybody was going to hate Dr. Manhattan,
Yeah, like Thanos.
he just left the planet and he just decided that, like this actually did help humanity.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think that's what her character was trying to achieve. She
Okay.
was trying to give them a common enemy.
Mm-hmm.
But in this movie, had Mammon gotten to Earth, he would have, I don't know how quickly it would have happened, but he would have turned Earth into hell. Like he would have brought with him hell.
Right.
And if you put people in a situation where they're already losing and they can't win, we're not going to be at our most noblest.
No.
But if you put a bad guy in front of us, then we'll band together and give us a fighting chance.
Yeah.
So I think that's what she should have done, is just, I'm going to bring forth this demon and it's going to give you guys something to fight, if that's what she really wanted.
Yeah.
So after Gabriel explains all of this shit to him, she puts the whooping on him. Constantine doesn't really have any ability to compete with Gabriel. She's too strong. She's too powerful. So she's going to go complete the ritual. She's going to go take the Spear of Destiny and boom, she's going to stab it into Angela.
Yes.
Right? Meanwhile, what Constantine does is he thinks of an idea. He ends up slitting his wrists so that he can start to die. And throughout the movie, everybody keeps saying that, hey, Constantine, we hear you're going to hell soon. Ha ha ha.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
you're the one soul that the devil would come up here himself to collect. We keep hearing that, and Constantine knows that. So when he slits his wrists, he starts to die. And the devil comes through from the ceiling. Now, the devil is played by the Russian dude from Bad Boys 2. He also plays a Russian dude in the second John Wick movie. He also plays the Russian cosmonaut in Armageddon. So he comes out in a lot of movies. Okay? Those are just the movies I can think of off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Okay? But he's awesome.
I love him.
And he was really good as the devil in this movie.
He's really good. Like, when he's coming down and it kind of just stops for a moment, and then the black ink or whatever it is, tar, I'm not sure, just starts dripping, and then his slowly descent of his feet towards the floor. I was like, man, that's so good. That's such a good scene. And the way he depicts the devil and everything is just, I love it. I love it. I do like when Constantine sees Lucifer, he calls him Lou.
So yeah, that dude was really good as the devil. He's really good in the movie as the devil. A lot of people, whenever you're talking about who played the best devil or demon or Satan in a movie, a lot of people reference this movie. Is this the best depiction of the devil that you've seen in a movie? Or can you think of another?
This is a good depiction of the devil. Supernatural, when they bring out Lucifer, I like that depiction of him. I don't know that actor's name, but I don't know if this counts. But at the end of the movie, I think it's called The Witch with Anna Joy, Sophia. I'm not sure what her name is.
I see that on a list.
Right, I forget her name.
Where devils are depicted.
But for a brief, like, it's a very short time. At the end, you don't even see his face, but the devil appears. And it's literally just his hands. But the feeling and the setting of it, that's the scariest depiction of the devil I've ever encountered.
Oh, really?
For me.
Was that a horror movie?
It's a horror movie.
So, I mean, it was definitely trying to be scary because of it, right? There are some other movies that I've seen with the devil in them. Like the first movie that comes to mind that would probably compete with his depiction of the devil in this movie, Constantine, would be Al Pacino in The Devil's Advocate. Have you ever seen that movie?
I didn't like that movie. It has Keanu Reeves in it, right?
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't really care for his depiction, but it's been a long time since I've seen that movie.
Well, I mean, he doesn't play the devil in a devilish sort of way. He plays it in a slimy, like, I'm gonna basically tell you all the kind of the bad things to do that will get you to the top sort of way. And then at the end, he does get a little devilish when he's trying to get Keanu Reeves' character to mate with his daughter, because Keanu Reeves is supposed to be his son, and he's trying to get him and his sister to mate so that they can bring forth the Antichrist or some shit like that. I forget, right?
Yeah.
And he chooses not to.
Yeah.
He doesn't do it. Instead, I think he kills himself instead.
Yeah.
He like shoots himself or some shit like that. But Al Pacino was in the entire movie. So none of the scenes in that movie, I think, are as cool as he is in Constantine, as this guy is in Constantine. But he had so much more screen time. And he does have some kind of cool moments in the movie. But then again, it's a matter of if you don't even like the movie, you're not gonna. Yeah.
I didn't really like that movie, so that definitely sets.
Another movie that has the devil in it is there's a movie called The Prophecy. Have you ever seen The Prophecy?
Is that with Nicolas Cage?
No, that's with Christopher Walken.
Yes, isn't
He
that?
plays an angel named Gabriel.
Yes. Oh gosh, but it's been so long since I've seen that movie.
So that's a little bit more of a simpler movie
Yeah.
than something like, let's say, Constantine, but
Yeah.
it is pretty cool. I like it. It's a nice, good, just probably low budget type movie, but the story is real cool. So like Gabriel is also a pissed off angel that is tired of humans and hates humans. And he's basically trying to hatch a plan in the movie to go to war with humans. Okay? At the end of the movie, though, when they're foiling Gabriel's plan and all that stuff, they actually manage to, I forget how they call upon him, but the devil shows up. He shows up and he's played by the same dude who plays Aragorn in The Lord of the Rings.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he has a
Okay.
black coat, and he's as Gabriel's dying or something like that, he's like, it's like your mission is greed and vengeance or some shit like that, and that's mine. It's like this world will be mine or whatever. Not, and I think he ends up like eating Gabriel's heart or some shit like that. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
He definitely played the devil pretty well, but I think his screen time was even less than this
Oh.
in Constantine.
Yeah, I saw that movie a long time ago
Then there's another movie called End of Days. End of Days with Arnold.
with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yes. There's the devil in that movie.
Yeah.
And I liked him,
Yeah.
but he's not as cool as this dude. in
Yeah, he wasn't
Constantine.
that bad.
So he calls down the devil and he tells him, he's like, how's it going? How are the kids? And he's like, oh, busy. And he's like, and the devil knows something is up. It's because like he sees Constantine sitting there with his wrist slit, and he's like, why am I here so soon? And he says, over in the other room, your son is over in the other room. He has the spear of destiny, and Gabriel's with him. And then all of a sudden, Lucifer, the devil, he understands what's going on. At first, he thinks he's lying, but he's like, just go check. You waited 20 years to come get me. What's another 20 seconds?
Yeah.
So he goes and checks. And when he comes, what's cool is when he enters the fray, when he comes onto screen, time stops. Time stops.
Yes.
So like when he goes out and he sees Gabriel about to stab Angela, like the stab is mid stab floating,
Yes.
because time stops when the devil is there. I think that was a nice touch, that the devil, when he is there, time is irrelevant. I think that's cool. So he goes and he stops the killing because there's not enough room for two devils, for two Satans. It's like he says something along the lines of, this world is mine eventually, or something like that.
Yes. That's his goal.
Exactly. He doesn't want to be outdone by his son, and he's definitely not going to be outdone by Gabriel,
Yeah.
of all people.
His little brother.
Exactly. Or sister, or whatever she's supposed to be.
Yeah.
So then he stops the killing. Now he's like, oh, shit, I owe Constantine something. And Constantine says, just release Isabel's soul, Angela's sister, let her out of hell and let her go to heaven. He's like, okay, cool. And he does it. And then he's trying to take Constantine to hell with him, but he can't, because now that Constantine has sacrificed himself for another soul, he has been redeemed and he can no longer go to hell.
No.
So then Constantine starts floating as if he's going to go to heaven, and the devil, with his cleverness, he sticks his fingers into Keanu Reeves' abdomen and he pulls out all the tar from his
All
lungs.
that cancer.
Yeah, all that cancer. And he's like, you will live.
Yeah.
Because he knows that if he lives long enough, he's going to do something that gets him sent back to hell.
That, and also in case like his child, Mammon, ends up coming back again, he can stop him.
You think that's one of the reasons why?
I think so. Yeah. Because he knows he has a fighting chance of stopping him.
I mean,
Kind of.
it kind of seems like Lucifer was able to put the spanking on his son if he wanted to. It's like, get back down there.
Yeah.
Just kind of like
Yeah.
swatted him back down to hell. Because he did. He picks up her body, and then like Mammon just
Floats down.
floats back down to hell. So I don't know. I mean,
There's a possibility.
I think he just wanted Keanu Reeves to fuck up. He wants to make sure that he lives long enough to do something else that gets him sent to hell because he wants that soul. So here's something that's kind of like a little bit different from movie to movie about angels and demons. Let's just say angels for now, okay? But we can include demons into the conversation. In one scene in this movie earlier in the club, you saw demons at Papa Midnight's, you saw angels at Papa Midnight's. And then you also saw like demons and angels sitting together and like cuddling or whatever. So that makes you think that, okay, they probably have sex. In some movies that I've seen, they've showed angels as having like no sex organs.
Right.
Right?
Yes.
And then in other movies I've seen, they'll show angels as having both sex organs. So basically they're different. They're like a different species.
Right.
Which is kind of weird. I wonder like how they are in this movie. Because in a deleted scene, I know it doesn't count because it's a deleted scene, but there is a deleted scene where Constantine actually is having kind of like a sexual kind of relationship with the demon. So the two of them get together from time to time. So obviously, and maybe because she's a half-breed, but obviously she's going to have a vagina. I mean, how else is he going to be able to sleep with her? She's got to have some sort of orifice going on. But in the movie The Prophecy, I think the angels were hermaphrodites. They had both male and female sex organs. But then like in the movie, what was it called? The Kevin Smith movie with Jay and Silent Bob.
Dogma?
There
Ben
you go.
Affleck?
Yeah. In Dogma, Snape, he played played an angel, right?
That's right.
In there. And at one point, I forgot what they said about his balls or whatever. And like he like pulled down his pants and showed that there was nothing there.
That's right. I remember that.
There was nothing there.
Yeah.
So he looked like a Ken doll or something like that.
I think they just do it to interact with humans because angels' true forms are like, it's a big eyeball. That's the way they're depicted. It's just a huge eyeball with like tiny eyeballs around. It's like a sphere that's constantly rotating. So like they do that because the human form cannot depict them in their truest form. It's too much.
Okay.
So they have to come across as humans to other humans.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Now, the movie pretty much comes to an end here. You know, like Constantine, he quits smoking and, you know, him and Angela don't really kiss, but there's something going on there. Maybe it'll turn into something later. At the end of the after credits, there is an after credit scene to this movie. If you've never seen it before, you get him going to visit Chaz, his gravestone. And then he turns around and then all of a sudden he sees there's wings behind him and he turns around and Chaz is there on his own gravestone, having turned into an angel, and then he flies up into the sky. Yeah. Okay. Is there any reference to people turning into angels?
No, people do say it. When people say like let's say my grandpa died, oh, he's an angel watching you now. It's just a saying like they're watching you from heaven, but they don't actually turn into real angels because an angel was created before humans. So that. Like I said, that whole part with like half-breeds and stuff, it confuses me a little bit, but it's part of the movie. But yeah, no. They
Chaz
don't.
Turning into an angel was bullshit.
Yeah, that's why I thought it was kind of cheesy.
Especially since, they're supposed to be like different species.
Yeah.
So you're not just getting wings, it's like you're getting different genitalia. Like you're turning into something different completely.
Yeah.
But then on the flip side...
Now, there is different ranks of angels if you want to go into it, but generally they're created differently. So no, you can't just turn into an angel.
So, okay, let's look at it on the flip side. So if we were to say that people were able to turn into angels, are angels able to turn into people?
Yeah.
Does that ever happen?
Yes, it happens all the time. In order for them to talk to you, for you to listen to them, they have to turn to human form.
But are they turning into human form temporarily? So are they really human though then?
No.
No?
That's why like the depictions of them either having like male and female genitalia either together or having none at all, that's how they want to appear to others. So
Because there are some I have seen at least one or two movies where an angel gets rid of its wings or whatever to become a person. There's a movie called City of Angels with Meg Ryan and Nicolas Cage. It's actually really good. It's a little sad, but it's really good. And in that movie, Nicolas Cage is an angel, and he falls in love with Meg Ryan.
Okay.
He just been watching her. He watches a lot of people, but he kind of just fell in love with her. So then he started interacting with her more because he can make himself visible if he wants to in the movie. And then he finds out that there's a way for him to be with her by becoming mortal. So he has to kind of like take a leap and fall, and he'll fall to earth and he'll become immortal. A mortal. And you know what sucks though is, so like he does this because he wants to be with her, and she loves him too. And then they have a nice wonderful night together. And then the next morning she gets up early and she's feeling all lovely, and she goes out for a bicycle ride. And she's going out for a bicycle ride, and she's just putting her eyes to the sun because she's in such a blissful mood, and she doesn't see a truck coming like in a different direction, and she fucking runs into a truck and dies.
Yeah. Okay, this is so funny that you're saying this because I remember my mom was watching this movie and I caught the end of it. And it was that exact part where she gets on the bike.
So you saw the ending of
I
the
saw
movie.
the ending of it, and my mom was so mad. She was like, I hate this stupid movie. She was so mad. And she's like, don't ever watch it. And I never did. So that makes sense. That's funny.
Yes, that's exactly what happened.
I'd be pretty pissed too.
Yeah, she died. And it was just like, and then you get Nicolas Cage, who's obviously sad as
Poor
shit
Nicholas,
and all alone.
Yeah.
And he has nobody now. They do try to turn it around a little bit and end it on a sort of a high note that like he says, like, I would have rather had one kiss, one, night, one breath of whatever, one holding of her hand than an eternity without. So he doesn't regret doing it because he gets a visit from one of his angel buddies. And like, he asks him like, would you still have done it if you had known? Yeah. And he says, yeah, I would have still done it. And then like at the end of the movie, you see him like basically like coping with it and trying to enjoy life because he's still, alive. So he has to enjoy his life or whatever. But yeah, it's a super fucking sad ending. And it's like very depressing.
I don't want to watch that.
Because of it. But it is a very good movie. It's a good movie. But yeah, so like in this movie though, because after Satan stops Gabriel from her whole fucking scheme, he disintegrates her wings off. And then we're supposed to now believe that she's human.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you think she really is human, or do you think she's still an angel, but now she's just mortal?
So when it comes to that, and it's depicted in different movies and in books, I think that's a, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not factually what's happening. So when they say like, oh, God clipped their wings, it's kind of like an interpretation as to taking away their angelic form and maybe actually morphing them into a human. But it doesn't, I mean, the Bible is just so long, but I don't ever remember reading anything where an angel gets turned into a human. So in that part, I don't really know.
Okay, so that's the end of the movie.
Okay.
Now it's on to the rating part of it.
Okay.
We get to rate this movie. Before we do rate it, though, I'm just going to hit you with a few questions. You tell me what you think.
Okay.
So this movie is now like 21 years old. That's getting pretty old.
That is.
Does the movie still hold up for you?
For me, it does. But I'm 36. So the 90s to like the 2000s, there's a certain section, like a 10-year gap, that I think movies were really, really on point. Like Blade. This movie,
movies started going downhill like mid 2000, like 2005 and on. Like,
exactly,
they started going downhill. Fuck
so
those
for
bitches.
me, like when I look at this, for me it still holds up. I like it a lot.
Yeah, it's still pretty good. I mean, it's a fun movie for sure. Do you think that there's anything in the movie they could have done better?
Let me think. I don't know. I mean, overall, I can't really think of anything. But since you pointed it out, I would say the CG. But for the time, that's the best that they could do.
I think they could have had practical effects when it came to the demons.
Yeah.
Like when get rid of bug demons. I fucking hate CGI bugs in movies. I hate
Yeah.
them. They never look good. They always just looks like a bunch of moving bumps just crawling
Yeah.
everywhere. It never looks good. I don't know why they think it's such a good thing to put in movies.
Yeah.
It's not. It's fucking stupid.
I can
Get
see
rid
that.
of the get rid of the bug demons. Get rid of, you know, like the full on CGI demons. Maybe have it every now and then, but like if you have a close up with the demon, use a practical fucking effect and just make it snarling and ugly. And you know, I mean, I'm over here thinking, like, did you ever see? You remember Lost Boys, right? You saw Lost Boys when they would turn into vampires. How they had like the ridges on their foreheads and stuff like that.
Yes.
Like stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, just it's not hard to make somebody look ugly and menacing.
Oh yeah. Well, when she was turning, like when she was possessed by Mammon, like the eyebrow things and like her teeth, that was really good. I like that a lot, and I think that's
probably just makeup.
Yeah, just straight up makeup, and that was really good.
Yeah, so I think they could have like eased up a little bit on the CGI when it came up to just the demons and put some more practical fucking effects in there. That fight scene where he's killing those demons made that shit 3 times as long.
Yeah.
Maybe had at least 2 of those scenes in the movie because you want to see Constantine beating some ass.
Yeah.
And more devil.
More devil.
More Lucifer.
I will say though, I wish they would have added some more music, like A Perfect Circles, like that song when he was going into the club, because that's the epitome of like emo rock, like Evanescence, like Linkin Park. I wish they would have added more. It would have been perfect soundtrack.
You got to be careful when you're adding music to movies.
But it would
you have to be careful because not all music ages well. There's some movies that I watch nowadays and I'm like, God damn, this song fucking sucks. Like the first Top Gun. Remember Top Gun?
Oh my
God.
God.
Goddamn song that they
With
had
the
in that fucking movie the entire time, that Take My Breath Away bullshit.
Yeah.
It's a gay ass song, but I bet at the time it was rocking shit.
They were like, this is so good.
Yeah, but it's fucking shit. Like music doesn't, like songs don't always age well. That's why I'm not really a fan of putting songs in movies. I think they should just stick with a badass score, you know, and like maybe at the most some Enya type shit with just sounds like in Gladiator or something like that.
Yeah, I can see that too.
Yeah, I mean, but that Perfect Circle song, I mean, it's fucking badass.
It's so good.
It is a badass song.
It is.
Not every song is a bad choice. It's just some songs will age poorly. So if you're going to put a song in a movie, I think if I were to make a movie in a whatever year, let's say 2010, I'm not going to put any music from 2010 because I don't know if people are going to like it in 20 or 30 years. I'm going to put stuff that's at least 20 or 30 years old that is good, that people like. That way I know people are going to continue to like it for years to come because it's already a classic.
Yeah.
But no, people want to stick. It's like all those early 90s movies that had fucking that shitty Run DMC type rap in it.
Oh my gosh, yes.
You know, like the Second Sister Act movie or Rocky V, like all that shit rap.
Yeah.
Like that stuff doesn't age well. And now you listen to it in those movies, it's like, God damn it. Like I can't stand it. It's fucking stupid. All that early Fresh Prince type shit, you know, Jazzy Jeff or whatever, you know, it's fucking garbage.
Yeah.
So yeah. You gotta be careful putting songs in movies. So they chose a really good song. I don't think they should have pushed it from there because like they might have fucked up.
That's true. That's true.
Okay, now is the time where we rate the movie ourselves. The formula is always going to be the same. 2 judges, 5 judging criterias. Me and my co-host are going to rate the movie 1 out of 10 across 5 different criterias. If I'm hosting the show myself, then my AI assistant Skynet will be my second judge. When we're done throwing out all of the scores, we'll add them all together, divide by 10, and bam, that'll be the movie's official movie buff rating. The 5 different judging criterias are as follows. First, the Pulitzer criteria. This score refers to the quality of the movie's story, plain and simple. Then, the Shakespeare criteria. This refers to how good the acting is in the movie. The Scorpion criteria. This has to do with how well a movie hooks you and pulls you in. Does it keep you engaged? The Encore criteria, one of the most important criterias of all. This refers to a movie's replay value. Just how rewatchable is it? And the most important of all, the Highlander criteria. This refers to the movie's ability and probability to live on forever. Will this movie be remembered in 10 years? Will people be quoting it in 20 years? Will people still be rewatching it 40 years later?
First criteria, the Pulitzer criteria. This refers to the quality of the movie's story. What would you give it 1 out of 10?
I would say an 8.5.
I am not going to give it an 8.5. I mean, it's an okay story. Like, I mean, the angel thing's been done a lot
Yeah.
in a lot of movies.
Yeah.
Dogma, Prophecy, you know, like it's the whole angel like wanting to take over, like kill humans, blah blah blah. That's been done a lot. Constantine is a cool character, and there is some cool stuff that happens in the movie. I don't really care about the whole, you know, I don't even really care about Momon. Like, I mean, we never see him really enough to care about him. Lucifer was cool.
Yeah.
I think some of the storytelling was a little like messy leading up to the finale.
Yes.
There was a little those plot holes.
There's a lot of plot holes.
Those plot holes. So because of that, I'm gonna say like a 6. All right. The Shakespeare criteria. This refers to the acting in the movie. What would you give it?
Let me preface this by saying I love Keanu Reeves and I love Rachel. I forget her last name. Weisz.
Weisz or Weisz?
Weisz.
It's a W, but I don't know how to pronounce it.
They're both beautiful in their own ways, but when it comes to acting, I wish they would give more. Like Keanu, he's wonderful. He's great as Keanu, but he's not that good of an actor. He did well. Like, I don't want to insult anybody. And the same for Rachel. I'm like, it's a bit more like
Gabriel was pretty decent.
Gabriel was really good and Lucifer was really
Lucifer
good.
was pretty good.
Yes. But when it comes to the first main two characters,
His 2 friends were pretty decent.
yeah, those were very decent. Overall, the cast was good, but with Keanu and Rachel, I'm going to have to say a 7.
7. I'm gonna give it a 6.
Okay.
I think it's 1 step above average.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's why I'm giving it a 6. Nobody was bad in the movie.
No,
It
not
was
at
just
all.
it was serviceable. It was
Yes.
okay, and there were
Yes.
some fun characters in it.
Yes.
The Scorpion criteria, that refers to the movie's ability to hook you and suck you in.
Well, I'm going to have to say a 6 because generally, like, when I see these movies, I obviously know the devil's gonna lose. You know, it's always like that. And it's always like, it's very much like, it's the tale as old as time. I know the story. It's good versus evil. It's gonna be complicated. So
Sometimes he doesn't always completely lose.
no,
I
not
mean,
always, but it's kind of like always the same gist,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
So you wanted to give it a
6.
A 6?
Yeah, a 6.
I mean, it's an entertaining movie, so I'm gonna say 7. It's pretty good. I like it. Encore. This is the movie's replay value.
For me, I'm gonna say an 8.5.
Damn. I'm not going 8.5. I'm gonna go. I will be generous, and I will give it a 7.5.
Okay.
All right, the last one, the Highlander criteria, that refers to the movie's ability to and probability to live on forever, to be remembered forever.
To be remembered forever.
1 out of 10.
1 out of 10. I'm gonna say a 6.5. Just because generally when I talk to people and we talk about movies and I'll say Constantine, usually people are like, oh yeah, that's right, Constantine. You know what I mean? It's not something that instantly pops up in your head.
I'm gonna say like a 7.
Okay.
Not that it's gonna be remembered forever for being awesome and great. I think it's gonna be remembered for being pretty decent.
Yeah.
But Keanu Reeves is a super popular actor.
Yes.
Very, very popular. So if you go looking through his movies, you're always going to know about Constantine. Constantine is a DC character.
That is true.
A full-fledged DC character. And the character Constantine has come out in a lot of DC shows.
That's true.
So he is now more popular now than he was when this movie came out.
Oh yeah.
So, but this movie is still the only Constantine movie in existence. So if you want to go looking for Constantine media, this movie is going to pop up.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give it a 7. All right, you ready for its score?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, so when you take all those scores, you add them together and you divide it by 10, you have an average score of exactly 7.0.
Okay.
So it's a 7.
Wow.
With the movies that I have rated so far, 7 movies in total, it puts it at the number 6 spot.
Okay.
So it's above Cobra, but it's right underneath Ninja Turtles and a little bit underneath Fifth Element and Blade, and then Rocky and Matrix are up in the 8s.
Okay. Not bad.
So not too bad for
No.
kind of an average movie like this. You
Yeah.
know, it's fun, but it's still an average movie overall.
Yes, I agree.
Okay, that concludes this episode of Movie Buffs. Thanks for listening, and thank you for going along on this ride rewatching Constantine from 2005. Don't forget to subscribe. We are on Spotify and we are on YouTube. If you have any recommendations of movies that you want us to do a podcast on, put it in the comments section. All right, peace out, bitches.
Bye.